had that inkling, you know, sometimes you feel like you're being watched.
Wow, the knife kill would have certainly helped the economy game out.
Yeah, certainly. Unfortunately, not so much. They've got that high roller in Texty because of his SMG kills, but you're taking a look at Cairo with the $1,500 having invested into the AWP. At the very least, would have given him a bit more basis for a rifle, but not to be in this case for the Rush B side. We're going to have a little bit of discussion in terms of their camp. Cairo being double eco doesn't feel like it's enough to justify everybody else with their decent amount of cash to force the issue.
Yeah, Bait, we'll just kind of look at the series on let's show that we can dominate like we've done in the ECL matches. Now, while there's been a lot of best of threes that have been pressed towards 3 maps, Jay, it's oftentimes the map picks that have been one-sided slams. I'm looking at that Spirit Academy series. They picked into Anubis. It was 13-6. Against Zero Tenacity, they picked into Mirage. It was 13-8. Against Iberian Soul, they picked into Mirage. It was 13-6. The times that it got a little bit touch and go was the opposition map pick or that final map decider. So this is where MPL and the boys over at Bait can say, hey, look, we're a top tier 2 team. We should be able to outclass them completely. We've already shown first gun round that we're out shooting them. That's confidence building. Just not get threatened a huge amount. Because if we are going to go on the conversation that it's been quite rough from Bait, they have not made a playoffs in ECL since all the way back in season 45, where even that was only a top 12. They are currently in the best position yet in this ECL tournament to look for that Pro League spot, to say, we're one of the top teams, we're going to push all the way. So you want to get your first and second seed in the group, you want to go into the high groups, you want to go straight into the upper bracket in the playoffs, so they need to treat every best of 3 as a really important one to make sure they're not going into the median group like what's happened in previous seasons and then eventually led them to not even making the playoffs.
It'll be a tragic little curse for them to have to repeat here today. It would only really happen if they lose out to Rush B. Again, for those of you who are only just joining us, the way the tiebreakers are going to work for this round robin is the fact that, I mean, without getting into the specifics, the winner of this match will definitely end in the top 2 of the group. The loser is likely going to end up within the mid-pack. And then I think there's one tiebreaker scenario where Rush B can actually end up dropping down to the bottom 2 if a couple of results go against the grain. Although I don't think that's currently happening right now with the current results as they stand.
Well, should we go back to the conversation we were having a little bit earlier about Group A and Group B? Because we were getting into that slightly about some of the teams that have been quite impressive.
Well, I was going to say that would be a perfect time to assess things given the way that, you know, given how Bait could stand against the rest of the opposition. But it seems like we're ready to get back into the map. So unfortunately, we're going to have to put a pin in that Dwayne and come back to it maybe a little bit later and analyse the buy. Because I said earlier, I didn't think the double eco for Cairo was enough to justify the force buy, but Rush B have disagreed.
Now, Hedrick's waiting for the first cross on an aggressive challenge towards A ramp. Now, while Kinky's here with